Hello, my name is Alan, and welcome to the Black Mind Podcast, episode 120. I am joined today by Rory, our ever faithful and weirdly ever so present companion, and our constant host, Josh, who is actually we're actually doing this on time for once.
I was hoping you were gonna pause to let me speak, and then I wasn't gonna say anything and let you flounder. Yep. But then you moved on to Josh.
Yep. No, because he knew he saw through your
he was kind of stretching it. I'm like, is he gonna stop?
I gave you 2 seconds. I gave you 2 seconds to intervene. When you didn't take it, I'm like, and moving on.
You win this round.
I've succeeded in fooling you, Rory.
The war is never ending.
Part of my Kiko. Kiko. By the way, editors know Kiko means plant.
It's Kikaku, you fuck.
I couldn't remember what the word was. Fuck off.
You can't even meme right.
Speaking of memeing on people today, by the way. Speaking of memeing on people. So, I'm at work. I go get sandwiches for me and 5 other guys. I fucking hate it. It sucks, but it's for lunch. I come back. I give everybody their meals. And then I go back to work after I finish half my sandwich because we went to Subway.
Mm-hmm.
I'm standing there floating and edging. I'm getting ready to finish. And all I just hear from the truck is, "You motherfucker." And I look up and there's one of the guys. And he's like, "You got me the wrong bag of chips." I'm like, "I'm sorry." I'm just like, "Okay, I'm sorry. I'll get you another one later." And he's like, "What color is this?" And I'm like, "Blue?" And he's like, "No, it's green." And I'm like, "It looks blue." And he's like, "No, it's turquoise." I'm like, you know what? Okay, whatever. I'm just gonna go back to work.
That way.
But here's the thing. He continues to persist. And it's fucking funny because he's just going. He's like, "Alan, look at this. What color is the wheelbarrow? What color is the grass?" He starts doing that, and finally I'm like, "You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna fucking mess with him." And I looked at him straight in the face and I said, "Yeah, but Jimmy's wearing all green today." And he froze and he looked at me and he realized, "Oh no." So for the next 2 hours, anytime he brought up something about me, about wearing colors, I just ran with it. And he's like, at one point he's like, "I'm gonna fucking stab you." I'm like, "Yes, but will the blood be blue or green?" And he just looked at me. I'm like, and I'm giggling and laughing. And then finally at one point he's like, and you know what's even worse? You got me. And in this entire thing, he's also complaining about me getting him flatbread, just with the Subway sandwich, because they didn't have any white. They had only brown bread.
Okay. I need to ask.
No. This is part of the memeing, because at one point he gets annoyed because he's like, and he got me fucking flatbread, and he runs off on he'd be talking about color, and all of a sudden he just run off on tangents about the flatbread. So after I start memeing on him, there's one point where he's like, "Yeah, but I'm fucking hungry." It's like, "Yes, but the flatbread provides you with immortality," and he just looks at me, and I'm just like, "Yes, you have no point." So Brendan's there with me, and me and Brendan are walking away while he's helping picking stuff up, and he looks at me. He's like, "You broke him." I'm like, "I know."
That's right. You work with Brendan, don't you?
Yep. You can text Vecvet to verify this news.
I do need to ask a question. Did you buy this guy the sandwich, or did he give you money for the sandwich and then you bought?
I bought him the sandwich.
Then you fuck off.
Yeah, No. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. The sandwich, they only had brown bread and flatbread, and I'm like, well, he's getting a pizza sub. And they're like, "Oh yeah, you should go with flatbread." And I'm like, "You know what? Okay, I don't care at this point. I'm not gonna make the life choices that are gonna affect this person."
Next time, just get him a turd in a bun.
Can I have a turn in a bun, please? Oh,
this is what you paid me for.
Yeah. So, and here's the thing: he gets the flatbread. He's like, "Why flatbread?" It's like they were out of everything but brown bread and flatbread. And he's like, "You should go with brown bread. At least then I'd feel like I'd be eating healthy." And I'm like, "But flatbread's healthier."
It doesn't really
than
matter. It's
brown bread.
Subway. Everything tastes like disappointment.
Yeah. I have to say it with
You're not
I
wrong.
would say with the color, with fucking it with the colors, there's people who, because they don't question it and they think it's, this is normal, they think peanut butter is green. Like some people who are colorblind just don't question it because why would you question it? Everyone can tell that's obviously green. But it's like, no, that's brown. It's brown.
Yeah. Oh no. What makes it even funnier is he's at the end of the day.
Your mic seems to be a little high, Josh.
We're talking with one of the form setters, and the form setter is like making jokes about being colorblind and all that stuff. And like the guy goes, "Okay, what color is this?" And he holds up a lighter that's blue. And the form setter looks at it, looks him dead in the eye, and says, "It looks green." I'm just like,
I found an ally in my fight.
and he was like, "I'm done." I'm just like, I broke him totally and completely. And I just like walked up. I'm like, "Are you okay?" He's like, "I'm gonna eat these chips eventually," because he hadn't opened the bag of chips because they were Miss Vicky's salt and vinegar, and he wanted the sweet chili.
Okay.
And I was just like, my response was like, "I'll buy you big."
Alan, I understand that you are very excited about like buying a dude lunch,
memeing on someone.
But we are like 20 minutes into recording, and all we've done is introduce.
We are not 20 minutes in.
I've got 20 minutes.
I've got 20 minutes
in
like
recording.
5 minutes in. We're 20 minutes of recording, including the dickery that happened beforehand.
Well,
You gotta remember
we've got at least 10 more minutes of like sandwich memes. Carry on.
God damn it.
There's another point where like
I guess it's serious, you fuck. Stop talking about your goddamn sandwiches.
Actually, this wasn't related to sandwiches. But
I swear to God, if you say it's about tacos, I'm gonna punch you.
So he was making he made a joke. It's like it's like, "Hey, you didn't even you got me flatbread." He's going on his rant again, and I stopped and I looked at him and I go, did I betray you? And he looked at me. I'm like, "Oh no, I made a pun," and I'm like, "Fuck it, I'm going with this," and I just memed on him with puns for the next 2 minutes, and he just walked away. I was like, "Ha ha, revenge is mine."
Alan, I feel like the only correct response from him should have been to just vomit at you and then run away.
Ironically, he came back, stole my helmet, and dropped to the concrete. Oh, Jesus Christ.
And went away.
Like a smaller head comes out of his head and then vomits on you.
I was breaking down laughing at work. But yeah, so episode 120. Surprise. Me and Rory's
Welcome to the Black Mountain Games podcast, where Alan just talked about buying a dude a sandwich for 10 minutes. Welcome to the quality content you've come to expect after 120 episodes of this bullshit. Like,
yeah, nothing new about that.
Holy crap.
So so as everyone knows, I'm getting caught up with Rory now. Josh is just in the background going, "What the fuck am I listening to?"
Yeah, pretty much. I'm just like,
don't worry. We can talk. Okay. I'll let Josh in on this conversation. Josh.
Yeah.
Dicks. Woo! Yeah, got him.
Woo! Dicks. Anyways, hey, so Josh, do you want to talk about your new video game vinyl set? What?
Yeah, so I went down the dark path of getting video game soundtracks, but the thing is, it's not like, I'm just gonna go download it, or I'm just gonna,
You're doing it in vinyl.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on, stop. Do you even have a vinyl player?
Hell no. That's the
This just raises more questions.
Yeah, because I just bought it because I was like, yeah, fuck yeah, these things are super neat, and like they come giant artworks, and you fold them open, and it's all this neat,
fucking hipster.
Yeah, exactly. The funny thing is,
I only buy my game OSTs in vinyl.
I mean, video game vinyls and fucking cylinders.
Oh God.
Oh my God. Josh, I am disappointed in you. Go hang yourself.
Oh wow.
There's no banisters or anything like that around my house, so it's really hard to do.
Oh, damn.
I just get away with being too tall to hang myself.
He took that to the logical conclusion, and I don't know how to respond to that. Josh has thoroughly stumped me at this point. I concede the point. Right, and match to Josh at this point.
Oh God, you even wrote in the fucking topic list that you have a lot and no record player. I didn't even see that.
Yeah, I saw that. And I was like, what's Rory going to read that?
At least you disclaimed it.
Yeah, exactly. Because, like, at first I was like, the first record I bought for this collection was like, Shovel Knight was getting a vinyl. And I was like, I fucking love Shovel Knight. So I was like, yeah, I'll get a fucking vinyl of Shovel Knight, whatever. And I just slowly went up from there of like, oh, I'll also get Final Fight vinyl from data.com or whatever name that website is. Then I was like, oh, they also have a bunch on their website too. I'll buy another one. And then I went to was it I8-bit or no, I Love 8-bit or whatever. They have a fuck ton of vinyl, and I was like, I'm gonna get one of those vinyls. And I'm like, I think I have 10 vinyls now. And I'm like, shit, what am I doing?
Yep. Oh no! What makes it really funny for me hearing Josh talk about getting video game vinyls is Christina started getting into vinyls last year, and she's got like 12, and she's like after she got the third one, she's like, I should probably get a vinyl player. I was like, you don't have one already? It's like,
no, but okay. Look, if you're buying vinyls, you're not buying them to play them. Like, if you want to listen to the music, you can do that on YouTube for free. No, you're buying vinyls so you can hang them on a wall, you fucking hipster.
Actually, she doesn't hang them on a wall. She actually has them in a nice fancy
cylinder or whatever.
In a nice fancy cylinder on the shelf. And I'm like, okay, whatever.
So you could.
But after she commented to me, I should probably buy a vinyl player. I'm like, and when I was like, so you don't have one? It's like, well, I do, but it's my grandma's. And I'm like, so you don't have one?
Well, look, look, here's the thing. If your grandparent has something and you want it, on the ups, just tell them that and then wait like a few years.
Oh, they'll eventually remember.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Like it's all about the waiting game.
It works sometimes. Sometimes you're like, well, crap, that didn't work out as well as I thought it would.
Hey,
sometimes you're there for decades, and then you forget, and then all of a sudden you get a vinyl player in the mail, and you're like, the fuck is this for?
Well, okay. And then you're like, well, I mean, if that's the case, then maybe you should just do a little something, hurry matters along a bit.
Are you casually
suggesting?
I'm
not suggesting anything. What are you suggesting? Do you do poison? I just have rats at home, pets at home.
Oh my God. By the way, this now confirms that Rory would murder his grandparents for the sake of getting good free shit. This surprises no one.
I have always made it very well known that I am a man of very loose morals. Low moral fiber.
Very loose morals and pants.
Why I don't understand why you're talking about my pants. Are you just trying to bring Josh back into the conversation? Talking about dicks?
Yeah!
Swinging dicks. Yeah. Every time we say that word, he gains power.
Meat spin. Yeah. Okay, anyways.
All right, well, that was the conversation on vinyls.
Yeah, it's just now it's a hipster trend. Whatever.
Wait, what do you mean now?
It's always
been a hipster trend for like
Josh. 30 years.
At least, yeah. I'm just talking shit now. Anyway.
It's okay, you're allowed. It's this podcast. Like, standards are not high.
I mean, it is this podcast. The standards can never be any lower.
I mean, we gotta lower the standard bar to where the Mariana's Trench is, and then maybe.
Look, if we lower the bar enough, then maybe I had a metaphor here about limboing under as opposed to jumping over, but it doesn't really make sense in context. So I'm just gonna give up.
That one that fell
Like
apart.
it was coming together in my head, and then I realized that it made no sense. So I gave
Surprise, motherfuckers. Yeah.
Just remember, kids, if you're having troubles with a thing, just give up. It's fine.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, try, fail, give up, never try again.
Oh, what's another topic we got? Fuck. Hey, Planet Hulk.
Planet Hulk is pretty great. And I mean, it's still pretty great. It's been around for a while. The reason I bring it up is because it's like my favorite run of comics ever. Because it's just the Hulk getting thrown into space by like Iron Man and Black Bolt and Doctor Strange and Mr. Fantastic. Because they're like, man, the Hulk's a problem. Let's just throw him into space. And he gets sucked into a weird portal and lands on a fucking battle world. And he like ends up in a gladiatorial arena. And there's some dope shit.
This is sounding like the plot of the next Thor
It
movie.
is. Well, okay. So like the whole Hulk in a gladiatorial arena thing was inspired by Planet Hulk. Like that's why I'm so excited for Ragnarok, because like there's a lot of elements that were clearly inspired by Planet Hulk. But Planet Hulk on its own is like quite a bit different, and highly recommend you check it out. And the reason I'm bringing it up is because a couple of days ago when I was hanging out at Warp, I just saw this fucking hardcover that has the entire arc of Planet Hulk all in one, and it's amazing. So I bought it, and now I can watch the Hulk fight the Wildabots, which are a bunch of rampaging robots called Wildabots.
Wildabots.
And the Silver Surfer shows up, and he's really whiny. And
I mean, the Silver Surfer has always been whiny,
and the
but that's
Hulk
beside the point.
bangs a lot of aliens. Like a lot of aliens.
That must be a huge dick.
So he pulled. Oh, and we come back to dicks. Nothing new
Thanks,
there.
Josh, for doing your shtick.
Hulk will destroy that puss.
Hulk smash that puss. Yeah.
Hulk smashed.
Yeah, but it's like a Hulk on like this gladiatorial battle world trying to overthrow the king, because the king's a douchebag.
Of course.
And there's like a bunch of like biological
nothing
weapons
surprising about that.
and dope shit, and it's metal as fuck. It also leads into the another amazing comic arc, which is World War Hulk, where Hulk comes back to Earth and beats the fuck out of everyone.
Because he's like, you threw me in space, you douchebags.
You threw me in space and killed my wife.
He had a wife?
Yeah, he had an alien wife, because he smashed that puss.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got laid. He got laid a lot.
I mean, you think he's such a rampaging beast that you don't want to do anything with that, but whatever.
I mean, to be fair, his alien wife is also really tough.
Ah, that's I guess you.
You'd have to be like, it's the Hulk, man.
Yeah. You just think about it and be like, yeah, you have to be.
Okay, Josh, stop contemplating the Hulk's dong.
He's like, man, I bet he could just.
The angrier Hulk gets,
it's thick,
the
it's heavy,
bigger
it's
he
veiny.
gets.
There you go, Josh.
Huh? It's like,
I mean, Rory, you're not wrong.
Stop it. I know I made the joke, but this is clearly your fault. All right, so yeah, that's Planet Hulk.
all right.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Well.
Okay. I actually have a very important question about why there is a must-finish divinity in these topics.
Yes, because Divinity Original Sin is a very long game with a lot of content. Like, very densely packed content too. There's only like 4 maps over the course of the entire game, and I think about like 8 billion pages of dialogue, and that's a conservative estimate. Like if you want to read a lot, this is the game for you. But like it is so much fun, and it plays like it's a really classic it's a really good CRPG, and we're just sort of I ended up playing it with Stefan because it's a co-op game, and I ended up playing it like we started going through it several months ago, and we got about like 50% through the story, and now that Divinity Original Sin 2 has come out, we're trying to muddle through the first one to sort of finish it off.
Just to get to the second one.
Yeah. I think we're pretty close to the end now. It's pretty hard to tell. But that game is very time consuming. So it's a bit of a.
How many hours? I'm actually going to look at your guys' records now to see how many hours you have.
I don't think it's as high as like.
You have 88 hours.
As many as a lot of other games I've played on Steam. But you got to realize this is over one playthrough that still isn't finished yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, Divinity Original Sin Enhanced Edition, 87 hours, which is not my most played by any significant stretch.
Not
but
far.
like,
I think
I'm still not done playthrough 1, my dudes.
Yeah, jeez. Okay, so single player. On average, is in the original. This is the original, the main story, main plus extras. Mm-hmm. On average, it should take you about 110 hours if you're going for completionist. And main story plus the extras is about 84.5 hours. So you are well over the budget now.
Well, I suppose a lot of that's because we die a lot. Because
by the way, the current longest run in the game is 215 hours.
That's the super completionist. I did everything run.
No. That's the longest period.
Oh, okay. That's one solid session.
Yeah.
Okay.
The fastest somebody's played through it is 29 hours.
Yeah.
And and that's the thing is like the average 100% completionist is 111 hours and 2 minutes. The main plus some extras is 86 hours, and the main story, just the main story, is only supposed to be about 65 hours.
Yeah, well, I mean we're crossing off like side quests as we complete them, but typically we're not going out of our way to do them. But like I said, we die a lot because the character I'm playing has a lot of really big AoE spells, and there are ways to cause elemental chain reactions in that game. Because like there's a bunch of hazards on the floor, and if you set them on fire, they explode and then can kill your character. There's a lot of also instant death bullshit traps that'll kill you if you're not paying attention.
Surprise!
But it's pretty fun. Plus, like the way you can affect your co-op partner with spells is really fun. Because if there's like a treasure chest on like a ledge that we can't reach, then I can just use teleport to throw Stefan at it. And like it damages him and knocks him.
Get the chest. What chest?
It damages him and knocks him down, and then I just teleport to where he is and loot the chest.
And he's unconscious on the ground, and you're like, "Thanks, Stefan." He's
yeah, basically. It's super fantastic.
You know, talk about video game hours and how long you've been playing video games. The one I have the longest hours for on my Steam account is Binding of Isaac for 200.
Yeah, Binding of Isaac is a time-consuming game if you want to get everything.
Oh yeah, exactly. And fucking my count hours is 243 hours, and the second behind that is Warframe.
Yeah, you played a lot of Warframe, didn't you?
I did. I played a lot.
Plains of Eidolon just came out.
I'm tempted to go back in, but I've heard some people it's not worth it.
Yeah, like I'm not as interested in Plains of Eidolon as I was with like their major story updates. Which I mean, there's only been 2 of, but they've both been amazing.
Currently, my two highest in how many hours I've played is Sword of the Stars 2 Enhanced Edition because I loved it, which I have 146 hours, and then the one right behind it is Stellaris with 113 hours in it. But I plan to play Stellaris like a motherfucker when I get laid off. Oh, I'm so excited for that.
I'm looking at my Steam library. Borderlands 2, I think, is probably one of my highest. With
Surprise.
323 hours.
Dang.
That one did surprise me when I saw it. I'm pretty sure Skyrim beats it. Dark Souls, Prepare to Die, 335. Dark Souls 2, 292. Dark Souls 3, 146. Haven't got back to that one as much.
There's a few on here that I was looking at. It was like, I think I left these on for like a good 8 hours because I was like, I had to run around and do shit.
Time to idle, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I assume a lot of that must be idle time because sometimes you gotta go take a 3-hour dump.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes you're like, gotta take
Sometimes.
I gotta get lunch.
Just drop a deuce for 3 hours.
It happens. Yep, Skyrim with 414. Skyrim Special Edition with none.
Skyrim, I have on my PC. I only have 30, but I know I have at least 180 on my 360 because I originally got it for the 360. Because at the time, I didn't have a good PC to get Skyrim on at the time when it came out.
Yeah, I know. I also have that's not including the PS3 file I played on until it slowed down and stopped working. Because Skyrim, because that happened. That was a thing that happened, and I was chapped.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, I didn't get that. I didn't get that close to burning that out. I think I've got like in total 200 and some hours in Skyrim alone. I know I've got well over 200 hours in Halo and like Halo 3 alone, not including any of the other Halo games. That's the time sink that is one of the favorite fandoms I play in, but like, oh god.
It says I've only got 100 hours in Dragon Age Origins here, but that's not including my old playthroughs when I was on console.
Yeah, I've
when
got
I was
about
a tiny console bab.
I've only ever played Dragon Age Origins.
That's the only one you need to play.
Yep. I mean,
is Inquisition not that good?
Okay, so I played Inquisition, and I burnt out on it super hard. I feel like that game is only damaged by the fact that it's open world. And I know a lot of people like Inquisition, and I'll certainly say it's better than 2, but like nothing touches it. It still doesn't even come close to touching Origins.
Yeah, Origins had that's the thing. I find that with BioWare games, like if it's a game that's like a new world that they're building, they're just phenomenal. Like if it's like, hey guys, this is a new IP for us, and and everybody's like, oh, this is gonna be
good. Exploring a new world, it definitely has its appeal, but I feel like going back to something that's familiar and seeing a lot of the stuff that you liked is also good. But I feel like in Dragon Age's case, all the characters who came back weren't as interesting, or you didn't have that connection with them because you're a different character this time around. There weren't even that. Yeah, there were barely any in between 1 and 2, and 2 to 3 there's more, but like you're a different character, so like they don't know you, and you're just like,
doesn't matter.
I remember you so much, and they're like, hello, new person, time to rank up my affection all over again. And I'm like, oh god, this shit again.
He makes you funny. His auditor is like, hello, new person, and you're like just dying on the inside slightly as you realize,
love me.
they don't know you anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
I have to say, I tried playing the what's the name of the game again? It's Origin? No. What's the name of the fancy game we're talking about again? I forget the title.
Origins or Inquisition?
Both of those. Like, I tried to get into each of them, and I just couldn't get over the fact of like, man, this just feels like Mass Effect all over again. And I just was like, it's just a fantasy setting, and then I felt the story writing wasn't the best, and I was like,
I feel like the concept for Dragon Age Origins is a bit generic. It's like, there's a big evil dragon, go fight it. And you gotta unite all the kingdoms, but like, each of them is like interesting in its own right. At least enough to like keep you busy. And like, there's usually a couple of different ways to like solve the problem. And it's got kind of moral choice, but it doesn't assign that moral choice to a point value, which is a thing that every other fucking BioWare game does, and I'm so fucking done with it. Like, this is the good choice. This is the evil choice. You have so much freedom. Except you have to go all the way good or all the way evil to get all the choices, and even then, chances are it's like a slight variation on like
don't worry,
the outcome.
EA will take out BioWare to pasture and shoot it. But you don't have to worry about it. They'll do it.
It's on the way.
They're already seeing that. Oh, it's old and it's lopping to one side. They're gonna shoot it.
No, they'll just keep cashing it on the brand name, and then if they can't anymore, then they'll just stop printing the brand name, but they'll keep pumping the fucking cow. They'll beat the dead horse for all it's worth. Nope.
Do you mean like what happened with Boruto?
What?
Christ.
Boruto.
I have
you know Naruto's son?
Oh, okay.
So
No. Okay, you said no. I got it. No. Do not explain it to me. No.
Yes.
No. Stay the fuck away. No, I'm not listening. I'm not listening. I have taken off my headphones. I am leaving the room. Fuck y'alls.
Goodbye. Have fun. No, so here's the thing about Boruto is apparently they were beating the dead horse and they're like, well, we've introduced his son. Let's beat the dead horse a little bit more. And then it got up, grew wings and a horn and took off flying and printed money for them. And we're like, huh.
No. See, the analogy you should have used is like they're beating a dead horse, realize you couldn't beat it anymore because it's to a flat pulp at this point. So they're like, fuck, what are we going to do? They're like, don't worry, guys. We have genetic technology and we can clone, so we can make another dead horse. Out of the same dead horse. You know, like...
I don't know how you get the same dead horse, but okay.
They're like, we can just genetically clone it again, but we'll just call it something different. And it's like, I don't know. We're not sure about this. And it's like, no, it'll work. Trust me, guys. And they just cloned it, and so it's working again. That's basically what it is. It's just cloning a dead horse. Like, this is a perfect analogy. Right?
Are you guys done talking about? Are you guys done talking about whatever the fuck now?
I think so.
I refuse to say it. So yeah, that was Divinity.
Oh, yep. That's Divinity.
God.
So I was gonna say, can I talk about like these weird spoopy games I've been playing on this fucking
Sure, as long as you
channel.
don't. Sure, as long as you don't use the word spoopy again.
Okay, so these horror games. See, I didn't use spoopy. Shit. But anyway, these
I'm not mad.
horror games.
I'm just disappointed.
They're playing some horror games because of this October, and they play a horror game like almost every day.
Mm-hmm.
So they put out a video every day, and they're playing through all these horror games. And there's a couple that strike me as like, oh,
That stroke you as
stroke me and strike me at the same time. I was like, I don't know what's going on here.
I'm getting punched, but I'm also getting a hand job, so it's like, okay, I guess.
Yeah, okay. So the two games that I was like, oh, these are really neat. One is called Clive Barker's Undying, and the other one's called The Witch's House. And so basically, let's start with Clive Barker's Undying. This game came out for fucking ever ago. I want to say it was like 90. It's definitely like a Quake-esque mod type of thing of like you look at it and be like, okay, this is definitely 3D and it's up there in its quality, and you're this character who is had a torturous past like every other fucking game from the time. And you're basically got a letter sent from some other douchebag from somewhere, knows that, hey, you're a traveler and you go to these far off places and kill like some demons and shit. And it's like, come to my house and help sort out my demons at my mansion. So you go to this mansion, and it turns out like, oh, not only is your house just totally fucking haunted because you ran into 3 hauntings, and as soon as you walk to the fucking door, you talk to the dude, and you're like, oh, I get this supernatural power to see true things what are not there. So it's like, oh, you look at this painting, and he's like, oh, it's a normal painting of people. You turn his power on, and you're like, oh, you're dead in the center, and everyone else is vampires, and that guy's holding an axe, and this fucker is like just guts are everywhere, and you're like, oh, it's gonna be that game. And
it's one of those. Yeah. It's one of those ones where it fucks with you a little bit every time you look, every time you play.
Yeah.
It. You're like,
oh yeah, totally.
I don't know if I approve of this.
And actually, there's a puzzle in the game where it locks you in this room, and you're trying to figure out what you need to do to get out. And there's only thing in there was this mirror. And also the door you're supposed to go through has this magic barrier, and you just can't get through. And you're like, well, fuck, what am I supposed to do? Then finally you try everything, you don't know what to do. Then finally you're like, I'll just take a running head start in this mirror. So you jump through it, and you're like, oh, this is a portal. Oh, that's actually kind of neat. And it actually teleports you to something completely different. And you're like, huh, that's fucking cool. Like, there's so many neat things in that Clive Barker game that it does is like, I kind of wish this game was more popular than it was, because it's like this does some weird shit in it. Another thing is one of the characters in that game is one of the antagonists as well. It's this floating spirit who's like constantly giving you clues, but they're all in riddles. And also he's antagonizing you the entire time, and he's a ghost, so you can't do shit about it. So, and the odd thing is, he's also helping you as you're traveling through the house. So you're not sure if he's helping you or he's like trying to push you towards his goals or something like that. So you're like, he's there, he's freaking you out, but he's also like trying to push you in certain directions, but you're not sure if he's helping you or not. So you're like, okay, you're a ghost and I can't do anything about it, but whatever. And he's quite entertaining. So it's like, it's super neat, like just super, super neat. Like,
yeah, you're just like,
yeah, I'm like, oh, geez, like, I don't know why this game's not more popular, because it's I like to use the word neat, but this game is neat.
Neat, pretty neat.
The way to describe Josh, he's
neat. I'm neat.
Rory's word is hype.
Yeah, and another game that they played on the channel was on the Super Best Friends was a game called The Witch's House, and so basically you first.
By the way, I hate the fact that in the topics list we have these games are really neat beside them. I'm like.
Josh likes things that are neat.
I need a thesaurus. Maybe saying these games have a cool gimmick. But anyway, The Witch's House.
Don't you mean a neat gimmick?
It has a very neat gimmick.
Neat gimmick.
The Witch's House is basically, I would describe as like, you know how Dark Souls is more of like, hey, get good, figure out the clues, and then like see if you can, figure out how to get to the boss and kill it and get this loot or whatever. In The Witch's House, I would say that it's more of there's puzzles in your way. You got to try to solve it or you die immediately. And you're
okay.
Yeah, so it's like so basically it's a top-down like Final Fantasy, maybe not tactics, more of like Final Fantasy 3 in looks of like it's it's that degree angle looking upward at the screen and everything's all like hand pixel and whatever, or all pixel art.
Okay, so wait, which Final Fantasy 3? Like actual Final Fantasy 3 or Final Fantasy 6?
Hold on. Maybe I could just get a fucking.
Are you talking about mode 7?
Hold on. See if I could just find a decent video without someone screaming in your ear, because that's fucking.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm playing this video game on my YouTube channel.
Yeah, pretty much. If I could just find a decent one, but basically, like,
I'm overly excited for no reason. All right, I'll stop.
Yeah, you probably.
I'm already hurting myself doing that.
Hey guys,
the eternal suffering that is Rory.
But anyway, here's a decent video of it. It's a friggin' the only one I could find was one with Yahtzee in it. But basically, if you look at it, it's like, oh, it's like an RPG Maker esque game, but they took
okay. You mean it's just like a 64-bit RPG? JRPG.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but the thing is, they took out all the RPG and made it more of a point and click, and it's a brutal point and click. Like if you screw up once, you're dead. But you can you have to save at the cat that's in this game, and it's a black cat, and sometimes they will just straight up hide the cat on you, but you can tell if it's there if you
so the save
look.
point just fucks off occasionally.
Yeah, I'm not kidding.
This game's an asshole. I love it.
Oh, yeah, totally. And there's some jump scares in the game that was like it's meant to fuck with you and kill you immediately. So this game is a fucking douche. But
that sounds like the worst feasible combination. Okay, so like the thing about point and clicks is that like you are completely at the mercy of the logic of the developer. So oftentimes you're just gonna have to just fuck around to try to figure things out. So the fact that like you are punished with instant death for just trying stuff seems like it would be the most frustrating, obnoxious experience ever in a point and click game.
But the thing is, though, I would say like that I would agree with you. But the save points in this game are so close to each other that you'd be like, oh yeah, let's try.
But they fuck off occasionally.
Sometimes.
Asshole save points.
Asshole save points. Period.
Yep. So like I would recommend. I think it's a free game too. If you just Google The Witch's House, I think it's a free download. And like that one is that one's kind of cool. Even though I don't like horror games, I just look at that and go like, oh, like it's more of like a puzzle game than it is like certainly a horror.
I don't like horror games either. I'm a massive coward.
Oh yeah, exactly. So like I'm looking at these two games and go, oh, these have their horror elements, but at the same time it's like, oh, they do something so cool that it's like, this is enjoyable. I love it. Yeah. And what else to talk about? Oh yeah, the shitstorm from the Super Best Friends is on, which I mentioned before.
Yeah, you did mention that before.
Yeah,
that's where you got these games. Yeah,
they changed your format this year because now they're doing 1 hour chunks instead of 30-minute chunks because they realize like these scares will probably be like later in the game and stuff like that. It gets better and not in the first 30 minutes.
Yeah,
so
that's
like
it's fair reasoning.
Yeah, so basically they would kind of judge it on like, is it going to be if nothing happens in 30 minutes, they extend it constantly until something happens.
They keep going until something happens? Okay.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like they keep going until like, okay, we hit like hour 2 and it's still shit, so we're just going to turn it off or whatever. So...
Fair enough.
Yeah, like I think this format's a lot better because you'd be like, oh, you see more of like how this game looks and how it plays and whatever. Yeah, it's like I think they're at like video. What day is it? Video 20 already? Yeah, it's 20.
Damn.
They're slowly plowing through. The zombie.
As the scrub lords tend to do.
Oh yes, the biggest scrub lords.
I love their intro for. I love the intro for their new Marvel playthrough.
The which one?
The one where they're just watching a YouTube video. And Willie goes, "Hey guys, do you want to play Marvel?" No. And then they play, and then it goes into the Marvel video.
Yeah. Oh, that one's so good. Just to talk about Marvel, like fucking, it's a good game. It's a good game, but everything around it is just
idea. I like the idea of Morgan trying to get Ghost Rider's dick because he's got great bone structure.
I think because she's a succubus, she will get on anyone's dick or anyone's vag. I mean, like come on. Yeah. Like, she would get on anyone's bones. Mm-hmm.
Even a literal skeleton.
Yeah, even a literal skeleton's on fire. She'd be like, "Oh, the fire's so good."
Stop.
It just reminds me of Metalocalypse now. Great.
Just socially awkward skeleton. Just be like, please stop. Please stop grinding on me. I am very uncomfortable right now.
Oh, that's funny.
Be gone, thought.
Ragdoll physics are a thing. Be gone, thought.
How do I do a
Jesus
pen and stare on
Christ.
myself? Oh no.
Oh God, no! It was just a face.
So that was the shitstorm.
Yeah. Actually, I'm adding that to the list.
The
Of things to
Marvel
play?
vs. Capcom.
No, I am currently this is a motherfucking segue. But I am currently
God damn it.
brainstorming ideas for an asshole villain for a game that I want to run at some point in the future. And basically, it just boils down to like what? Because I want to run kind of a lighthearted, like goofy adventure. Where basically everything that happens in the world is the direct fault of the antagonist. And
That's gonna be a tough one to do for the antagonist. Like that's actually
no,
pretty.
because okay, so like my
protagonist.
concept for the antagonist.
Oh, dude, you should totally do that. Just every time like he sees the main characters, like your playing group, you just go, protagonists, welcome to my land.
Yes, basically. Okay, so like basically my concept for him, without going too far into like spoilers. Well, I mean I can't really spoil something that's like barely exists as a concept, is that he's just super old. I'm probably gonna go just crazy old lich, right? He's been around for so long, and he has done everything. Like, he's ruled the world, he's destroyed the world, it always comes back, right? Like, he's just kind of bored. So, he's got no more grand designs, he's already accomplished all of them. So he's just dicking around at this point with his immortality. So, I'm just, brainstorming ideas of what, like, an all-powerful, like, ancient lich would do with his free time. Like, invent guns and give them to goblins. Or create a self-replicating machine army powered by love that will try to dominate the world via seduction.
Oh my god, this sounds like such a fun villain.
Or
crap.
like lead the PCs on a wild goose chase to a small village where apparently some sinister goings on have been happening, but nothing's actually there, and the village is just really friendly. And watch the PCs tear themselves apart with paranoia. Or just create a bunch of posh skeletons who depose some local lord in order to get access to his wine cellar. But then it turns out the local lord was super corrupt and hiding it really well. So, like, I'm just coming up with shit like that and writing it down. And then when I run this big game, I'm just going to roll randomly to see what the next plot hook is.
Yeah, no, jeez.
Man, I can't wait for the town. I can't wait for that. Like, it's something happened in this town, but it's super nice.
Yeah, like there have been some weird disappearances around here, and everyone's like, "Oh man, it's so lovely to have visitors. Will you be staying for dinner?"
On the topic of D&D, really quickly, I'm in a group chat where like a lot of people are like Let's Players or like really small Let's Players and stuff like that, and we're just sitting down to talking one day, and one of the guys is like, "Yeah, my D&D session's about to finish up here in the next 2 weeks, and we're gonna probably be like disbanding for the time being because most of the guys are going into like winter work, so they're not gonna be around." And then 3 other people pipe up. It's like, "Yeah, I haven't played D&D in forever, man. I want to play D&D." And I'm just like, I quietly raised my hand and I go, "Guys, I'm a DM," and they're like, "Oh, well, that's cool. Well, we all live down in the States, and you live up in Canada. So how are we supposed to play this game?"
Roll 20 exists, nerds.
Roll 20. Then I that's the thing. I linked Roll 20, and they're like, "Oh, so do you think you'd be up for it?" And I just like sat there. I'm like, you know what?
If I'm gonna do this, at that point you just should have said no. Fuck you guys.
No. What makes it really funny is I just turned around and I'm like, I just thought to myself for a solid minute. I'm like, do I want to do this? And then I'm like, this will be a good test run. And I just stood up and I'm like, yes, I'll be your DM. I will be your god upon this plane. And they're like, yeah, okay, thanks. And I'm like, guys, god damn it. So we're looking to get the campaign going at the end of November so I can get.
Yes.
So I can get playtesting. We're live streaming it too.
Oh, okay.
Oh, and I'm not excited about that bit because I'm like, whose channel are we hosting on? And they're like, yours. I'm like, I don't know if I approve of this message.
Yeah. I mean, it is going to be.
I am Google and I am banned.
It is going to be different. Recording a play session as opposed to just doing it casually. Because everyone's going to be conscious of it and will act differently, even if it's only subconsciously. Like I've noticed that recently because we've got we've been recording our usual Tuesday sessions in a podcast that I guess I have to plug. It's called The Wayward Quest. You can probably find it.
Hey, surprise!
I've mentioned it a couple other times, but the players in that are acting a bit differently than they usually would. Because they know they're on a podcast. It's a bit weird, but like
they're trying to behave themselves for once.
No. In fact, it's more that like a lot of them are like leaning more towards the I gotta be more wacky and zany so that everyone likes me.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
One of those setups. Oh jeez.
But like we're in a couple episodes in now, and people seem to be calming down at least a little bit. Hopefully, it doesn't turn into a train wreck.
Yeah, let's hope. But yeah, no. But speaking of a train wreck, we're going to talk about Star Wars for a moment. Rory.
Yeah.
Rory, very, very dearly. The first episode of season 4 has come out. The final season is not. The start of it's not that bad. It's a bit rushed, in my opinion.
Okay.
But they talk about Mandalorian armor.
Yes. That's Gargam.
And they talk about they talk about its cultural importance.
Yeah. It's made of Beskar iron.
No.
What?
Yes, that's canon now. They've actually straight up said it in show.
Okay. So what's the part that I'm going to be mad about?
No, it's the fact that every piece of armor, every Mandalorian who wears this armor is from a previous family member that they've reforged.
Yeah, like a lot of Mando culture is based around like family and like
yeah, no. But I get that, and like that's the reason why I'm like, hey, that's a really cool throwback, and that's a cool thing. Sabine develops a weapon that specifically targets the basalt in the Bathalt in a Mandalorian armor.
Okay, so it's an anti-Mando sword or whatever.
Anti-Mando lightning weapon.
Okay.
So and by the way, the way they show this, how this thing kits is it's on an ATST. It shoots off the lightnings from like racks on the side of its head, and you see target thing. And you know how like Palpatine does his like electric cackle and stuff like that, and kill use lightning like that.
Unlimited power.
Unlimited power. It does that, and it just shocks the armor. And the people inside the armor glow for a moment, and then they turn to dust, and then the armor crumples. And I'm like, oh my god, I'm not ready for this season.
Well, okay, so hold on. Like, it's just a stick that turns Mandos to ash?
It's lightning that turns people to ash.
Okay, that seems pretty... Well, okay, wait, it just works on people too? Like, it's just lightning?
No, it works only on Mando. It specifically targets the material that Mando armor is made out of.
Does it destroy the armor too?
Pronounce it.
Oh,
yes.
That's bad.
That's the reason why
iron's
I'm like...
kind of rare.
Yeah, and here's the thing. The weapon was designed by a Mandalorian.
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah, and so yeah, by the way, Mando is the Mandalorians are currently in a civil war, fighting for who wants to be on the side of the rebellion, who wants to be on the Empire. Surprise, surprise. Mando's like fighting. Apparently,
they're pretty good at it. Everyone likes what they're good at.
Yeah. But the thing is, as I watch this episode, I'm slowly watching this unfold. I'm like, wow, Sabine, you fucked up.
Yeah, maybe
Sabine was the one who designed it.
Maybe if you got a Mandalorian family, you shouldn't make a magic stick that kills Mandalorians.
Basically, yeah. But what makes it really funny is for me is we get introduced to Sabine's dad. We all know that Sabine in the Rebel series is like kind of like an artist, and the way they introduce him is he immediately starts criticizing the painting style of his daughter. I'm like, wow,
you're a disappointment.
It's not even that. It's like, I see you've changed your style a bit. You still draw from the. It's like they banter back and forth, and it's like, and like one of the people immediately comment from behind them is like, is the fact that hang on, give me a moment. Stop. I'll make it a little while. Is the fact that her mom is where she gets her artistic style from, and all you just hear behind her is explosions going off in the background, and they're like, yeah, that's her mom, and it's like, huh, not how I expected that to go.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like even if you've got like a gun that kills Beskar Gam, which is a bit disappointing because that shit's hard to find, like it ain't gonna matter too much. Because Mandos are known, like, Mandos really like their armor and equipment, but are perfectly happy fighting without it. As emphasized by Jaster Muriel, who decided to beat 6 Jedi to death with a rock and then his fist when he ran out of rock.
He ran out of rock.
Like, he ran out of gun, and then he got a rock, and then killed 6 more, and then he ran out of rock, and it was like, fine, fuck it, I'll punch.
Oh my god. But yeah, no, the season starts off pretty nice. I actually think it's going to be a good season.
I still have not watched a single episode.
You need to get caught up on that bullshit.
I'll watch the Mando parts eventually, probably not, maybe.
You're a pants.
Whenever I get to it, maybe, sort of, kind of.
Look, there's a lot of media out there, man. I can't watch all of it.
I mean,
man,
that's true.
I wish I could watch all that media. But
I wish I could just plug myself directly into the internet, but like not the weird parts.
But no,
just like the good stuff and porn.
And not the weird other stuff.
Yeah, no.
Try to filter that shit out.
Yeah, no, like just none of the furry shit. None of that.
Oops! You got 2 trilobytes of porn. Of furry porn in here.
No. Purge it all.
Shit, where's the purge button? Oh, fuck.
I found this gun. It'll do.
All I had to do was just factory reset. No, but
this is faster. This is faster and cleaner.
Purge the heretic.
Oh, jeez.
Purge the unclean.
Accurate. All right, what's our next topic?
I mean, I could do an update for 40K.
Okay.
Oh, all right.
Okay, so Space Marine. Okay, so Katie has now been blown up. Abaddon, Failbadon, the despoiler, being the Fictard who launches the 13th Black Crusade and all the other Black Crusades, has actually done something with his life. The universe is actually going to shit. There is now story progression, Rory. Story progression.
Wait, like main plot story progression.
We are in the 42nd millennium now.
I don't believe you.
We are actually progressing in the story timeline. Rabute Gilliman's back.
Okay,
that's a thing.
Look, I don't know. Okay, honestly, my knowledge of 40K is limited to just like
Ultramarine Primarch.
I'm aware of who he is. Actually.
Smurf Daddy.
But like, okay, the only reason I'm aware of who he is because
Rabute Gilliman had the Imperial fleet launch his codex and sat by flagship.
I'll be honest. The only reason I know who Gilliman is because of the Gilliman did nothing wrong memes.
Yep, Gilliman did nothing wrong. No, okay. So they've introduced a new Space Marine, the Space Marine. Sorry, I mean, I'll correct myself. The Primaris Space Marines, who are, bigger, better, stronger, faster than Space Marines.
Okay.
Which kind of like didn't seem right. And like they've introduced how, like they've said, oh yeah, it was came up with this Adeptus Mechanicus guy who came up with it, and a lot of the fans are like, okay, we'll accept this for now, but you're gonna explain this properly, right? And they're like, yes. And this has now been 6 months.
I'm just saying, like, I told you like a while ago
Mechanicus.
that like Adeptus Mechanicus, we just want to upgrade you, and now we did. Boom.
Well, here's
Boom.
the thing. Last time
Boom.
the Adeptus Mechanicus did this is the 21st founding. Which, by the way,
look,
95% of that founding failed.
As a big fan of the Mechanicus, I'm more interested in looking at the future than the past.
You do realize that there's strong hints of the Imperium going into civil war because the Mechanicus did this.
The future. Yeah, well, we have the bigger Space Marines, so we win.
Okay. Anyways, so they've got cool new armor, stuff like that. Roboute Guilliman's back. And actually, what's really funny is the fact that the first thing he says when he wakes up is he is immediately disgusted by the Imperium, and then he looks at his Ultramarines and he goes, "Oh my God, you guys became a militant order. What the fuck?" And I'm like, "Holy shit, Guilliman's not happy." It's also strongly hinted at in the story and that stuff that Magnus Calgar, the Ultramarines chapter master, is like probably gonna fall to chaos at the rate that he's going, because he like anytime he's around Roboute Guilliman like says something like a snide quick comment, and it's always towards Manius Calgar, and he's just like slowly getting more and more frustrated with fucking Roboute Guilliman. His the prime progenitor father, the big daddy, the guy who created him.
Oh wait, hold on, no, Allan. What, are you saying that someone in the 40K universe is falling to chaos because of daddy issues? That would never happen. Never. That never happened.
Horse.
Yeah, that was the joke I was making.
I know. Also, they've released a model for Magnus, as I said before, once before.
Yeah,
and they released a model for Mortarion.
I don't know who that is.
The Primarch that I didn't expect to see at all, like at least for another 2 years. I was like, we're gonna see Dorn, or we're gonna see Russ come out of the Eye of Terra and be a fallen Primarch now, or we're gonna get Lionel Johnson, because they've confirmed that Lionel Johnson is actually just sitting on the rock, chilling out. He's been there since the Horus Heresy. He's been just chilling on the rock. The fuck, dude.
Neat. I don't know who any of those people are, dude.
You don't know who okay.
The only shit I know is the shit out of is text to speech. That's all I got. And a couple of ancillary things.
Mortarion is the Death Guard Primarch. They always make jokes about how bad he smells.
Okay.
But yeah, so like they actually showed, like, they got a new model for Mortarion and stuff like that, and I'm like sitting there like looking at it, I'm like, I like the look of it. It doesn't look so bad. And then I actually read the new story that includes like the Mortarion, and you know what Mortarion is? He's not even like respected amongst Nurgle's followers. He's actually kind of like below his first captain. He's the bitch.
Oh, sucks to be a bitch.
Yeah, but here's the thing. He hates what his legions become. He hates how his ship looks. And he keeps his armor and his war weapons prestigiously clean. Like, to the point where it's like, the fuck, dude. So a lot of people are like, well, what's going on?
I mean, it'd be cool if someone could rise from chaos.
That's what a lot of people are actually thinking. It's either going to be because a lot of the question that was asked by a lot of people was, well, are you capable of rising from chaos? And they're like, kind of, sort of. They made the comment from Games Workshop, and then the next question out of somebody else's mouth is, wait, what about Omegon? And they're like, see, here's a funny story, and then they change topics, and we're like,
and scene change, exit stage left.
Yep. Also, they've confirmed in the new Horus Heresy novels that Alfarius is actually dead.
Okay. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, no. Alfarius Omicron was the Primarch for the Alpha Legion.
Okay.
And they were the twin brothers. You know.
No, I don't.
The twin brothers. Yeah, they basically looked identical. Their entire legion looked like them. All that stuff. That was the entire point. They were in
take your word for it.
And yeah, Alfarius and Omicron turned to the dark side of the Force. I mean, to turn to the chaos.
Yeah.
And Dorn kills Alfarius, which is fucking wicked because best Primarch is Dorn.
Okay.
Lord Adorable is great. But yeah, no, like they've been hinting at the fact that the Alpha Legion might actually just be full of a bunch of good guys just fucking playing along with the guys who've gone
secret
traitor.
Good guys.
Secret good guys.
No,
that's the thing. Like,
friends, I am evil.
They've been like the way they've been doing it too is actually really frustrating because like they released a new novel with the Alpha Legion as like the primary story, and like the entire time you read through it, like you follow Loyalist Alpha Legion, and then you follow Traitor Alpha Legion, and then you follow the people who are in the middle who are like, the fuck are we doing, guys? Like, make up your mind.
I feel like a lot of stuff in 40K can be like subscribed by that thought. The fuck are we doing?
Yeah. Oh man. They've also finally turned around and said, "Oh, hey guys, by the way, God's Ghost is getting its next book in December." And we're like, "Finally." And I'm like, "Yes." And it's on the website and I'm excited because finally I get my book. I get the book I've been waiting for 4.5 years for. And I hate that it took so long. Damn it, Dan Abnett. Why do you have to be busy?
Neat.
Yeah.
Catchphrase.
Neat is the word to use for that.
Catchphrase.
All right. Well, okay, so I only barely followed along with that, so I imagine Josh is just like weeping to himself softly. So shall we move on to it?
What's my trigger word?
He's just drooling in the corner.
What's my trigger word again? Is it
trigger?
Dicks.
Dicks.
Yeah.
There we go. Got him in there. Josh has been included.
I hate you both.
All right.
I hate you all. I hate you all equally and thoroughly.
Is that all the topics?
I think so. I'm trying to think of.
Yeah, I think so.
There's a couple others, but
other than you're living in squalor.
I'm living in squalor right now. I don't know.
This is interesting.
Yeah, okay. I'm kind of living in squalor right now, but not really, but kind of. Okay, so due to the fact that the sump pump in my house is all fucked up, there was a bit of flooding in my basement.
Oh fuck!
And when that happened, we immediately called in like the repair people or the people who fixed that shit, and they came over like the next day and tore up the carpet, or well, peeled the back of the carpet and cut all the parts, because there's like this layer under the carpet that like basically soaked with water. The insulation, yeah, and cut that out and carried it off, and then put like the dryers down to dry everything out, and they're like, all right, we'll be back, and then they didn't come back. And then my family has been shitting themselves in the general direction of the insurance company for like weeks now, trying to get somebody to come in and put our basement back together. The basement I live in, by the way, because that's where my room is. And my room wasn't super effective.
I forgot you. That's right. I forgot you moved into the basement.
Yeah. Well, no, I moved into a different house.
Well, I knew you moved to a different house. But the way you mentioned is like you weren't sure if you were going to be upstairs or downstairs.
Yeah, no, I'm downstairs, which is fine by me.
Yeah. Holy shit!
I am A+ basement dweller.
You're like me then.
Yeah.
Surprise.
Hey, welcome to the basement. Hey, Josh, you living in the basement?
I actually live on not second floor, but like upstairs.
That's like the basement. That's like the basement of apartment buildings, probably. Fuck you, join us.
I live in a cramped room, so hey.
Yeah,
it's
okay.
fine.
You live in the closet. Okay. Josh is in the closet.
Exactly.
I am okay with
lots
this.
of shit around me. Trust me, it's a
Lots of shit in the closet that you're in. In
the closet, yes.
So yeah, I had to sort of like move all the shit around my room and like prop stuff up and move like everything's just sort of in the middle of the room upstairs, and everything's been taken apart and everything looks awful, and it's been like 2 weeks, and I really like for someone to come in and put the insulation back down so I can put shit back together. But as it stands, I continue to live in squalor.
When you get out of bed, you don't just step on the cold floor and go, yes, I don't have a freaking rug.
Yeah, well, no, the carpet's still there. It's just it's got no insulation under it, so it's just carpet and then concrete.
Yeah, so it's carpet and concrete, so it's cold. So, yes, I now remember I don't have a rug. Is still valid. Because it doesn't feel like it. Because I know what it's like. Because we back at when I first lived up at the base, the basement we lived in didn't have any carpet or anything done. It was like an incomplete basement. We're okay with, and I'm okay with that. So anytime we went down to the basement to get stuff, and that happened a lot because that's where the playroom was. You go downstairs and you step on the concrete floor and you just realize, shit, yes, that's right. The basement has no carpet.
And you go,
and you walk up. Oh, it's cold. It's like, it's cold. I should go get my slippers. And then you go do that.
Yeah, our basement in our house, it's just bare concrete. But the thing is, we have a giant mat carpet.
Fire. Okay. We have the funeral pyre to the old gods. That keeps us warm. It's also great for all the blood sacrifices of the stray cats.
Yeah, well, the thing is, you don't realize is that the floor is actually super cracked, and the fire blows through the cracks, and your feet is just super warm when you just step on the fire.
It's great. So, like brimstone, totally. Like the brimstone smell is not great, but you get used to it after a while.
Oh yeah, totally. I mean, my brother, he has a room downstairs, and his like PC and shit are down there. But I think he's not dead.
Like no, it's going pretty good for him. He's managed to hook his PC up to the damnation engine, and now he doesn't have to pay for power on his PC, so he can overclock it with the Souls of the Damned. It's pretty good.
Yeah, totally. And actually, oddly enough, he gets better internet speed than I do.
Well, yeah, of course. Like, you're going to get... Okay, look. Okay, so the thing is, up here in Canada, like, would you rather wait for the moose to deliver the internet or have Satan do it for you?
Satan? Well, here's the thing. Satan charges the fee of your soul.
Your soul is damned to hell after that.
At the same time, the moose also brings, like, extra things with it too, though, doesn't it? I mean, he usually brings the end of like the work season or like a vacation pass and shit like that.
Satan gives a really look. Satan gets a bad rap because he always trades people for your soul, but he's like straight up about it, and he gives you a good deal for that shit. Like, yeah, you're losing your soul, but you're getting something out of it.
Yeah, totally. And even it has your soul and you're damned for eternity. Like, he's not.
Yeah, but then you just get to go hang out with Satan some more.
I mean, what's the bad thing about Satan? I mean, I would say high five Satan all day.
He's a good guy. He's a good guy.
What's the bad thing about Satan? He says, and I'm just like, he is literally Satan. Yeah. What is worse than Satan?
Satan only killed like 6 people.
I mean, okay,
total. Like, that's not even that much.
I mean,
I've killed more. Like,
I killed way more. I hope there's a knock on my door saying Satan's here for internet package. Oh my god, I'm gonna go.
Later, guys.
All right. Is that a podcast, or do we have anything else we want to talk about?
That's a podcast. I want to go to sleep.
Was there a moment where we came up with a good podcast title?
Freaking, it's Satan providing my internet package.
I feel like that's
title.
A solid one, but I feel there must have been some gold that we missed.
There might be. Jeff will find it.
Yeah, someone will find it. But Jeff will find it and butcher it.
I just don't even care. I don't care.
Okay.
You don't care. I don't care. Jeff doesn't care.
I care
Josh
a little
really
bit.
Doesn't care.
Just
No,
make it so that
don't lie.
Satan's internet package is the best one here.
Whatever. Fuck it. It's like 10 and I'm tired because I haven't gotten any sleep all week. Fuck this thing.
Yeah. Good night.
All right.
Good night. Have a good night, guys. And
gonna give him a server group bad friend.
By the way, how have you been, Rory?
Huh? I've been
By the way,
all right.
Rory, how have you been?
Did I get the podcast topic list, or do we even do that anymore?
It's in the chat.
No, it's there. Fucking, I put the link in. You have to scroll up though. What the hell? What the fuck am I gonna put in for topics? I don't fucking know anymore.
Hang on, I actually need to find the thing again because I apparently
You guys
closed it down.
were recording while I was doing that stupid bullshit, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, Rory, did you watch Ruby?
I don't have the thing.
No.
I'm not spending money on that.
I mean, it's available for watching on Sundays.
It's not Sunday though, is it?
No, like the Sunday after it released. So this Sunday passed.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
I'd like to see how far this can go.
No.
Yes.
Do you okay? Hold on.
By the way, Jeff.
I'm going to
Josh. By the way, Josh. This can go on for a while.
Prove you wrong right now.
Oh, by the way, Rory, I tilted somebody just by using colors today.
Hold on. I'm fucking proving you wrong.
Motherfucker. It's not first now.
I'm just gonna message it to you. Bah. Eat pant.
But it says it's not. Oh, I wonder why. It says it's not. Hang on.
I also don't care that much. I can wait.
Now I remember why. Hey, look at that. Okay. Okay, I know why. I know why it's like that. My buddy lied to me. But then again, there's nothing new about that.
Not Stefanka's bad friend. Several people are typing. First of all, no. It should be no.
Always be Rory first. Just so we're going through that creepy house, you're going first.
Oh, no! I'll let
It
Rory
should be
take
Rory and
point
the
on creepy
rest.
house. I'm one of the main podcast hosts. Has been on like 10 episodes. I've been on like 40. I'm just
What?
like
I've been on almost all
sure.
of them. I've been on almost all of them.
Wait, how many episodes have you been on?
I've been on straight since
Okay.
I think 90.
Okay. No, I've been on
90
at
or
least
80. I
20,
can't remember which one.
I think. They owe me double pancakes. I know that much. It might be 30 by this point. Can I get the topic list? Can I actually...
Google Drive. It's in the fucking chat, you
Where?
dumb sack of shit.
Oh, there it is. Everything before
Christ.
the fucking the goblin was not important.
I have from episode 93, and then I've been on straight since.
Let me
like,
open my
pretty much
Google Drive.
100. I have about 20 under my belt now. I've missed a few, but like nothing, like not the major ones.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. This will be my 21st. That is counting the legendary episode 69,
11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. This will be number 20.
You're catching up.
Yeah, because I'm actually, attending this every week.
Well, I'm sorry you guys mostly host on the day when I'm, like, fucking running my game. Topics. Fuck?
Yep.
It's gotta be something.
Oh, you know what? I'll talk about what's it called? The shitstorm.
The shitstorm of scariness?
Yes.
Oh, by the way, so Star Wars Season 4, Episode 1 and 2, The Heroes of Mandalore came out.
Okay,
I was
about to say, you want to save that.
Yeah, I know. It's actually it's got some really cool stuff. I'm really eager to talk about it with you. I'm happy. Actually, you're actually on
I'm the
here
Mandalorian
too.
guy. That's my thing.
What else?
Oh, I know what else to talk about. Freaking insanity.
Planet Hulk is still good times.
It is still good times. What else?
That's not how you spell vinyl. That's Vynil. That's how you spell vinyl. Collection of video game vinyls.
Vinyls? Hey guys, check out my Vynil. Dude, we don't know if that's healthy.
Dude, I don't think we should see this.
Don't show me your Vynils.
No. Look at my Vynils, guys. That dude, that's not healthy. Blood for the blood god. What was that? Nothing. Oh, jeez. I've been playing way too much. I've been reading way too much 40K recently to be one of the guys I cut myself and he's bleeding and I just looked at his hand where he's just about to put a band-aid on and I'm just blood for the blood god and he's like, what? I'm like, I'm sorry, I didn't realize I said that out loud. Oh, Rory. So there's a fan fiction I'm reading where it's about 40K. And it's a comedy one. And it's talking about a guy named Tellus, and he breaks off his power claws in a fight, and he just fucking starts pummeling people to death with just bare hands and picking them up, walloping against people, and it's just pure fun and joy all through. And then he stops. He looks at some Imperial guardsmen. He's like, "Hey, do you want to see something cool?" And the guardsmen are like, and he just starts screaming and in the description is he goes, "I'm gonna go Super Saiyan." He starts screaming, and I'm just like, "Is this where I think it's going?" And then he all the blood in the area pools around him, succumbs into his demon armor, and then 4 claws shoot out both hand instead of just 3. And he's like, see, I told you they'd grow back. Oh, and I've got 4 now. Thanks, Court. And in the back of the head, all he hears is a deep rumbling voice going, "Cool, no problem, bro. Have fun." I'm like, that's a headcanon for me now with how Korn is.
Hey man, it's cool.
Have fun, bro.
Oh boy. Do.
Also, they fucking take pot shots at the Emperor's children. So, are there girl space marines? Yeah, they're called the Emperor's children. I was like, holy fuck.
That's the Sororitas, basically. Sororitas are the Sororitas back now?
No,
I heard they were back now.
They've got metal models. They've recently had a portion of their codex updated, but the rumor has it right now they're getting new models and plastic models within their next codex, but they haven't announced next codex for them yet. So we know it's coming, but we don't know when or where or how. Additionally, new Space Marines are a thing. The Space Marines. They actually look pretty cool. They actually look fucking wicked. But at the same time, I'm like,
all right,
yo.
I actually have a couple topics now.
Actually. What else is there I've been doing? Right, I've got a dev blog about that shit. I gotta read that still, you motherfuckers. Damn it, I want to read that so bad. Oh, there's a I'm talking about for a game I play. They're introducing a new country trees for certain for each faction now, and one of them is for the new Germany focus line. So I'm like, oh,
Allan and his fucking love of Germany.
I mean, when you get to play as Germany and you get to conquer the world, why would you not?
You just have a naughty boner. That's just what you have.
Hey, Josh gets it. See, the boner joke's already involved.
Should we start?
By the way, have you started recording?
Yeah, we could just sync. Cause fuck it. Just let the train wreck start.
Oh, syncing in 3, 2, 1.